Well, hey guys, it's your buddy Ryan here, and tonight we're just going to be doing a little bit of shortwave tuning on my 100-foot Longwire. We're going to do just a little bit of more manual stuff, some cheaper radios, just some fun little things if you're hoping for me to use my nice Texan. Tonight might not be the night for that. We're going to see. I live out in the middle of nowhere on top of a hill with a 100-foot copper wire antenna going from my second story at the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill. So it reaches about 30 feet in the air most of the way and is 100 feet long, going northeast to southwest, I believe. So we get pretty darn good reception no matter what radio we're using. So we're going to have the opportunity to use some of the worst radios with some of the best reception. So we'll see some of these turds at their very best. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. There we go. Okay. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see I've got a gator clip on the radio there. That leads out to my 100-foot Longwire antenna. And basically, we're going to be using the Sun Flash here. This is a cheap little radio that I got for my little boy for his birthday. He likes playing shortwave with me sometimes. I think mostly he likes spending time with his dad. And so I got him one so he could tune around the dial on his own. And usually he will turn on some, FM music. Usually there's a pretty good Mexican station in our area that he likes to listen to the music while he cleans his room on Sunday. So he let me borrow the radio for our shortwave session tonight. So I'm going to turn it to the radio setting. You can see this guy also has a flashlight. Okay, we're on static. So we got FM, AM, and then this 1 through 7 here. Those are our shortwave channels. So we're just going to start at the bottom and tune up and down each of them. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. What's the problem here? I turned it to off. There we go. Radio. Okay. And the key when you're manually tuning is to just kind of go slow and use your ears. We're going to have to suffer through some static. Wow, that's a cool signal. Sounds like laser beams. Could have been something there. Oh, here we go. It's another tone signal. I don't know. Wow, there's a lot of those.
But their hearts were soiled.
Got some religious stuff.
Corrupt desires, sinful lust.
It's coming in though.
Motives, hidden motives, guile.
Around 4,800. It's probably Radio Miami International. Ooh. Data packet being transmitted. Who knows what juicy data they could be transmitting. The atomic clock out of Fort Collins, Colorado, my wonderful hometown. We'll wait till they tell us the time on the atomic clock before I switch it, okay? So yeah, the sun flash here. Oh, here we go.
universal time.
Okay, you got to hear the time from the old atomic clock. Let's keep it moving on up. What do we got here? That's probably Radio Havana, Cuba. Mind you, I'm in California, so Cuba's pretty far away. Let's keep moving. More data. Gotta go slow or you could skip right over things. Alright, we'll move up to the next channel. And we'll move our way down.
Estás caminando por ese valle, como dice el salmista, aunque pase por el más oscuro de los valles, no temeré peligro alguno.
Sounds like some hams talking on sideband. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that with this radio. Oh, there's a data signal. And who knows what that kind of stuff is. A lot of times I've driven by electronic fences that put out noises like that.
El tema de todo esto detrás de, supongo yo, que la nota es bastante buena porque va dando las distintas causas que el gobierno se va inventando según como tenga el día. Pero la nota de todo esto discordante es que hay una empresa que se llama Longwire, que es la que persigue los bienes que producen las personas y las entidades agropecuarias.
Right, Cuba, I'd imagine. Maybe Radio Marti.
It is not quite so at all, but let us refresh the memory of those who don't or may not want to learn from.
Christian, if you can't say, Lord, I'm scared, but you're with me, so I'm not going to be anymore. Doubt comes in.
More religious stuff.
This democracy will be
Ooh, Brother Stare. Let's listen to whatever gobbledygook he's saying tonight.
Vote by the ones who set it up. You know, vote everything in. And then you control the one who controls the voters. It's just that way, my friends. A road map to the end of the road. And Brother Wright, the enemies of God in Israel, united by Islam, arise.
Okay, that's enough of that. My trick with Brother Stare is I listen to him until he becomes offensive and wacky, so I don't listen to him for very long. Alright, so now we're going to move on to channel 3 here. If you're following along, that's going to be this band down here if you're looking to see about where we're at. So we're going to switch it to channel 3. Try not to overshoot it. There we go. Okay. See what we can pick up. Ooh, that's weird. Some sort of intermittent data pulse. Ooh. Sounds like Morse code, I think. Well, good luck out there, Morse code guy. Whoa, that's a weird one. Hold on, this may be a number station. Oh, okay, let's listen. What is that? That's the Greys trying to contact me again. Oh, I heard a voice. Oh, I'll try to get it out of there for us. Too faint. You know, Sunflash isn't the best radio, but it is picking stuff up. There we go. Huh. Okay, I try not to stay on music too long or else my video won't make it to people who want to see copyright issues and whatnot, so... I'd love to do a world music session where we can just listen to whatever we want, but... More data packets. And for those of you following along, again, we are on band 3 here, this black one. Don't worry, we'll find more stuff. Switching to band 4. So that's this band down here, the yellow one, if you're following along.
These transmissions may be directed to the National Institute of Standards and Technology, radio station WWVH, Post Office Box 417, Kikaha, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
952. Aloha.
Aloha. Yay, that's pretty loud and clear. The atomic clock out of Hawaii.
6 hours, 30 minutes, Coordinated Universal Time.
Cool. So this little Sunflash cheap radio in California is picking up Hawaii thanks to the 100-foot of copper wire. If you were on the fence about going to Home Depot and picking up a roll of wire to hook to your shortwave with a gator clip, I suggest you make the investment. If you have 100 feet to stretch it out to, that is. I recognize not everyone's out in the country like me. Keep moving down. Someone's in there. See if I can suss it out. Come on. There's one. Very cool. Okay, I don't want to get copyright strikes, so we're moving on.
Its branches and all of that. That's a plant. Jesus is what? He is part of the plant that we're talking about, right?
Okay.
Gaza, West Bank. Islam, Hamas, Hezbollah, Qatar, Paris,
Yeah,
Hussein,
Brother Stare
Abdullah.
talking it up. Okay. We're going to move to number 5, okay? That's this band down here, I believe. Yeah, this black band, okay? We're in the 11,000s here. And maybe we'll hear some stuff up here, maybe we won't. Probably the next big station we'll hit is RNZ International around 15. We'll probably hear some Chinese broadcasts in between. Which I'm surprised we haven't heard more Chinese broadcasts tonight. Oh. And it's fun to play with analog, but I still really, if I'm in a pinch, I prefer my Texan. There we go. Come on. I think that's Japanese, guys. What do you think? Maybe. If you know what language that is, tell me. Let's move on now. Okay, next. Channel 6, that's the yellow stripe along the bottom, okay?
Across there, which we hit the hand raise.
Hey, RNZ.
Wouldn't raise it for some reason. And that's actually her mother, this one here. Betty. And Morag. And they've got their own paddock and their own little house. Yep.
Again, I'm in California. This is New Zealand.
Hole over there.
On this $10 radio.
Griffin. We call him Griffin because of his ginger nuts. Griffin's are humongous. Yep, he's a big boy. Is that normal? I don't think he's abnormal. And a sow called Jules is in with Griffin, and they seem to be getting along quite well together, don't they? They do get on. He is a gentleman. You know, he doesn't rough them up at all. He's probably one of the best boys I've had for temperament.
All right.
So he's just...
I love RNZ International, guys. It's one I actually sit and listen to. They do a program called News Around the Pacific about all the little islands. And a lot of the governors will call in on scratchy phone lines and talk about their particular small island. It's pretty cool. We'll find something else to listen to, don't worry. Hey, Channel 7, last one. Okay. So that's that on this radio.
Bluetooth.
Let's see about maybe doing another radio here. I've got a whole selection. I'll show you what I've got. Don't laugh at me, okay? I collect cheap little radios. Here's my nice Texan. I've got the Rymanton, the Recates, and I believe this is the one that is chargeable. The same radio. It runs on AA batteries. The Sewadon, which is actually pretty good, because it's a clone of the Sea Crane Skywave here, which is a legit alright radio, except for the sound quality. We have the TD618 back there. I use it to charge the batteries for my Texan, so I can have this guy charging while I'm using the Texan. And then, of course, if you've seen other videos, I love using the Audio Crazy wood grain back here. I suppose I'll show you just one other while I'm showing off a couple of my radios. We'll use this sometime. I'm not set up to use it because I'm not as familiar with it. This is actually Sangean ATS 803A. And I guess it was one of the first digital shortwave radios. This thing is massive. The antenna is truly a spectacle. I mean, it's like 5 feet long. It's as tall as I am almost. And yeah, it is a bit of a battery suck, so I don't use it too much. And it's just not as good as anything new, to be honest. But I think let's go with the... Let's try the Sea Crane tonight, actually. No, not the Sea Crane. Just kidding. The Rymanton has some batteries. Let's mess with the Rymanton. Okay. So again, this is another cheap shortwave radio I believe I got on either Amazon or eBay. You know, anywhere that'll retail some Chinese junk. And I do mean junk. It's not a great little radio, but, you know, something fun to take if you're in a situation where maybe it's going to get wet and you don't want to mess up your nice radio. That's about all I could recommend the Rymanton for, but we'll see what we can get. Let me remember how to turn this sucker on here. Here we go. Power. Okay. You can see we can scan. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to scan it. Okay, we'll see what we get. Okay. And that is going to go ahead and save results for us. It's amazing a radio this cheap even has that feature. I believe in my review of this, I had said that it's effectively crap, but surprisingly good for what it is. Again, if you're paying less than $50 for a shortwave, you need to really temper your expectations. So we'll just let that scan. You guys can enjoy that for a minute. I'm going to get a soda. looks like we're up to 22 or so presets so far. That's not bad. Ooh, preset number 32. Here we go. The great thing about this kind of digital radio, any of them that have that scanning and memory storing capability, it's just so nice. With shortwave, things change so quickly. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see here. Okay, volume is digital on this. Okay. And let's go memory up. Oh, let's listen to this for a minute. It's an odd station. Oh, it's not coming in clear.
Is probably coming. She's still doing incredible things. So I think that a lot of people, especially in the social.
That might be some AM overlap on that one. Come on, Rymanton. Oh, Rysampton. Gosh, I've been saying it wrong this whole time. We're not even into like the real standard shortwave station area yet. It's pretty low. Weird. Listen to that. Another repeating data pulse. Tonight is a busy night for clandestine data transmissions across the ionosphere, I guess. But again, this could be someone's security fence 3 miles away that I'm picking up. You just don't know. In Hawaii, there's a military base you drive by, and it totally fries your radio every time you do. Similar kind of sound. Wow, you kidding me, Rymanton? 4840, Okeechobee, Florida. Some data. Let you get your full of that for a minute. Okay, here we go. Moving on. Okay. Fort Collins, Colorado. Atomic clock.
Coordinated universal time.
At the tone, 6 hours, 45 minutes. Coordinated universal time.
Solar terrestrial images for February 22nd photo. Solar flux 173 estimated.
Okay, let's move to the next one. Ooh. That's 5025, I believe. Radio Havana, Cuba. Of course, you can see it's 5.02. Okay, so we're not in kilohertz, I want to say. Maybe that's megahertz. We're missing the 0.5. I guess you pay for that extra digit on more expensive radios, huh?
In tattoos who want to prove to the world how tough they are. None of them make it through. You said the preening leaders who like to delegate all their responsibility and never do anything themselves, none of them make it.
The problem in the body of Christ,
Lots of religious stuff on
and
every single night on
they
the
are
shortwave.
not only misled, they're not even being taught.
If it makes you happy, though, guys, it makes me
I
happy.
give a good analogy.
Oh, I think this is the Supreme Master Radio. Maybe, or it could be Cuba.
Lo que hizo fue recordarles, bien, ustedes son rusos pero viven en tierras ucranianas, lo que tenéis que armar una maraca, tienen que armar todo un escándalo, hacemos todo.
A lot of the same stuff we were hearing on the manual radio, the sun flash there. A lot of little data streams and static. Some things will transmit so intermittently that by the time you get to them, they're already gone, too. I think of doing shortwave every time you scan is like fishing. You don't know what you're going to get, and it changes every time. Okay. That's the Rymanton. I'm going to put you on probably 5,000 kilohertz to listen to the atomic clock while I grab another radio. There you go. That's my hometown, Fort Collins.
Coordinated Universal Time.
Hey guys, I got a real treat. This one's another one of my sort of turd radios here. Like I said, I use it primarily because I realized it carries the same battery as my Texan. So I'll use this feller to charge it. So we're gonna bust out. I'll turn off the flash there. This will look better that way. This is the TD 618 radio here. This one, I believe, was probably an eBay purchase. I like it because it's got a little flashlight built in, and it is a digital radio. Okay, don't get too excited. I do like though.
They view this as an existential war, as a
Hold on.
World War II. They believe they're fighting.
It's a got a very bright display. I like that. It has a loudspeaker. That's nice. Easy to carry in your hand. Let's see here. And again, in a pinch, you can use it as a flashlight. If you want to see the flashlight, let's take a look. Boom! Look at that. Woo! Good radio for camping. Great radio for a kid. They love things with a handle. At least mine do. Alright. It's not going to stand up fully upright. That's fine. Okay. So you can see we have a nice smooth tune there. We're going to get over to the shortwave. Is there a scan feature on this guy? Let's try. I'm not seeing a scan on this fella, actually. So this is an odd situation where we've got a digital display, but no scanning capability. And it looks like our only option to tune it is with this, and we can also type in things. Let's see if this works. No, it looks like there's saves, but not a way to scan it, huh? Okay. Okay, let's go scan manually then. There we go. Try and get a good angle so you guys can actually see what the numbers are as I go. So I'm getting quite a bit of bleed over from other signals on this one. This is the first thing I'm noticing. Okay, I get it. So basically it's the same as the other radios except as a digital display. I think this is only for MP3s. It's not for scanning or anything over here, if I'm understanding correctly. Wow, what a turd. Alright, let's try something. I'm trying, guys. It's hard to pick up anything on this. Nothing. You can see why this isn't my daily user, right?
Get the next thing done. Right for record, this probably won't be correct. Praise the Lord. It will be, but it won't be.
So often forgetting that being showing up.
Okay, we gotta change to the next band. So this operates the same way the Sun Flash does. Literally just with a digital display. That's pretty wild. How counterintuitive to have a digital manual scanning shortwave radio. God bless them. They're trying hard over there in China. Coming up with every combination of radio. So I would definitely not recommend the TD618, and I'm trying here so you don't have to. This is not the shortwave radio to get your nephew. Although it's a good flashlight. Ooh, spooky. I don't know, guys. I'll try to find one more good signal with this thing, but I'm just kind of getting fed up with how poor quality it is. So we'll see if I can find you one good signal on this. All right. I think you've earned a minute with the text on here for sticking with me through that. I'll get out the PL 880 after all. Of course, I'll need to take a second to get the battery out of this guy, so bear with me. Gosh, sorry, the battery's pretty sticky. Hard to get it out of there. Okay, got it. Out of the one radio. Way easier to get the battery out of the Texan and put the new one in. Everything about that previous radio was just a piece of junk, guys. Actually sitting down and trying to use it was miserable. Well, looks like that battery is out. Alright, I guess we'll use the Sewadon here. Okay. I'll try to aim our camera a little lower. And we're going to go band. We'll get over to shortwave. And we're going to hit our ATS button. So we press and hold band. And boom, we're scanning. Okay? Let's see here. So the unfortunate thing with this orange light, this backlight, is we got to find the exact perfect viewing angle for you. There we go. You can see that, right? So now it's going to go ahead and scan. fun picking up multiple stations and saving them. We'll see what this one comes up with. Meanwhile, I did get the Texan equipped with some better batteries, so we can roll into that next if we have a little bit of time left. Oh, 28 so far saved. Almost done. Ooh. Hear how much better that is than the other two radios already?
For more information on HamSci and the WWJWWV project, please visit www.hamsci.org/WWV.
Very cool catch on the 2500.
At the tone, 7 hours, 5 minutes. Coordinated Universal Time.
There you go, guys. You are listening to the Universal Time coming to you from 2500 kilohertz via a radio at my house in California off a 100-foot long wire through my cell phone into YouTube, out of your cell phone and into your ears. Wild. Okay.
Think that they were spiritual.
The Sewadon is so great if you want a cheap radio, I swear, guys.
Brother Steer's not here, but those that think they're spiritual are still here.
At the tone, 7 hours, 6 minutes. Coordinated Universal Time.
If you're on the fence about whether to get the Sewadon for the price, get one. I love mine. I use it almost more often than the Texan now. I like to travel with it because I'm not worried about breaking it. Cuba. Should put a special effect on for Cuba. Ooh, 8mm film. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's move on.
The right perspective. You having a vision or seeing a dream don't mean that you don't need to receive and grasp the word of God with meekness. When you think you've got something that you don't need to hear the word, then you've in no group
Assigned a special mission in God's work. We don't have the convenience that even an ordinary army has. You can't set up a traveling hospital, travel with you on one side and a clinic on the other side and pay the patients.
Okay. See if I can change that. See, that's sort of a filter you can mess with. Ooh. I think that's Japan. Guys, we got some Japanese music, I think, or maybe Korean. Yeah, it was Japanese.
Thank you for listening to Nani Music. Nani Music で毎週金曜お昼に放送しているリクエストコーナー。投票につき1040でレディーストバージョンが第2生放送の夜に登場します。あなたの一曲があっちでもこっちでも流れるかも。リクエストして皆さんラジオでお知らせしませんか？
I'm gonna listen to this, but let's get the tech sun going. And we'll just switch to that, because this is running out of batteries. I'm so prepared tonight. Don't worry, we'll hear it a lot better in just a second. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Big Daddy Texan is here. And it is music, so I'm going to move on so I don't get copyrighted. And pretty cool, though. On my own time, I listen to a lot of this, if I can. Anytime I catch Japanese or Korean music. Pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to do a scan with the Texan. So immediately you can see with the Texan PL880, it scans night and day faster than any of those other radios we were using tonight. It's big and chunky. I kept my sticker on it because I'm keeping it in mint condition, baby. And it's just scanning right through. And the sound quality on this thing is amazing. To show you some different things you can do, you can adjust the gain on this guy to look at what... Ooh, I should change it to DX. There we go. So now we're long distance, okay? You also can put in a jacked antenna, but since I have so many different radios and they don't all use jacks, and some of them have different jacks, I just use a gator clip on this Longwire situation I made myself. And that works just as well. I mean, honestly, not as good as the direct jack. Is probably a better connection, but it still works good. So we'll just scan through this and we'll do a final listen for tonight on my best radio, the Texan. One of these nights we'll hook up the C-Crane to an auxiliary speaker. Part of the reason I don't scan with that very much is that every C-Crane radio I've ever purchased has had the tinny little speaker blow out within, a few months of owning it. And so I'm kind of done with C-Crane products, to be honest with you. But right now my Texan is doing pretty darn good, and I'm super happy with it. Okay, we're almost through. For anyone who's not familiar with this, we're going to end up going through like 21,000. And very rare that we actually catch something this high up. And when you do, it's something like Ascension or Mauritius Island, or, somewhere out in the middle of the ocean, rebroadcasting Chinese propaganda radio. Maybe data signals, something bizarre. We haven't caught any number stations tonight, but it does happen, so if you're not subscribed, please do. And, you know, we catch weird stuff on here sometimes. Not always. You never know. It's like fishing. I stand corrected, I guess 26,000. Okay, here we are. Oh, that's someone talking on sideband. Let's try this one.
Well, earlier that night, the cops put the...
Ooh, we got some hams. Let's listen in for a while.
So one of us went right, one of us went left, one of us went straight. We knew the drill. They could only go after one at a time. They arrested, my sister was on the back with one of the guys. He's also dead now. But anyway, they went to jail. She got bailed out later that night and called and said, hey, the cops are looking for you guys. So we laid low till about 3:30 in the morning. We were trying to take all the back ways to get home. So they wouldn't catch us. And sure enough, he pulls that stuff. You know, cops show up. And the first thing the first cop said to his partner was he said, oh, here's the other guys. We found them. Finally, so off down to the Group W bench you guys went. No, actually, he was pretty screwed up. The guy in the back of my bike, he stuck to the tire. He flew about 20, 30 feet in the air, went over my head, but because I was starting to lean into the turn, I slid it like a dirt bike, and I just had road rash. But we all got an ambulance ride to the hospital, and they were hanging out there trying to figure out what to do. And then Elliot, the guy that had the fractured skull, he started throwing up red wine. Well, they thought he was internally bleeding, so they called a code on him. And I heard one of the cops say to the other guy, he says, we might as well get out of here. These guys already got more than we can give them. And we didn't even get a ticket out of that. Oh, man. They figured we were all going to die there in the hospital. They didn't want to write it up. Well, the guy spitting up wine probably wish he was dead. Yeah, I haven't seen him in 45 years, and like I said, he was walking with a cane the rest of his life. His leg never did heal up right. There's a busted hip and everything. But us throwing up that wine saved us from going to jail. They weren't troublemakers, Alex. No way. I'm just warning you, Dave. Weird predicaments like that happen even to gentle people. Who said Dave's got a lot more stories? Well, and John's got a few we just, out of courtesy, don't talk about on the radio. I'm not proud of some of them. If I was asked directly about it, of course, I'd tell you the truth, radio or not. But, yeah, I've saved myself a couple of times. I've scared off quite a few people. I sent them a picture of what I look like getting out of prison, and, oh, man, never heard from them again.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been in Folsom, San Quentin, and Sheridan, and Monroe, but all to visit my running buddies. I didn't know that one was coming. Yeah, it felt good to be able to walk out on, after a visit, to walk out and smell the fresh air. I know you were sensitive enough that you felt the tension in there. Yeah, I knew on the path I was going it was going to be my turn pretty soon, so I just had to make a choice. keep running with the bad guys or, you know, go the other direction and try to do some good. So I made that choice, and I'm glad I did. I learned the hard way most of the way through life, at least right up until I was 40. And then, of course, I was chastised. And I've had a pretty damn nice life since.
This is incredible, isn't it? I'm just going to hang on this station a while to listen to see if these guys talk more.
Play on the radio and get old and get creaky, and that's a blessing. And my viewpoint was, you know, I sat down and started counting one day when I hit about 35, 36, and all the guys I ran with and gals that dead from drinking, car crashes, overdoses, motorcycle wrecks, that kind of stuff. And I stopped counting at 50. It got a little depressing, but it was real reinforcing to keep me on the path I was on. I'm glad you did. I'll say it again, Alan. I'm glad you did, because now we can talk to you. Yeah, I've had an interesting life and more than my fair share of breaks. I did too. Everybody can always go back and say they wish they'd have done this different or that different or whatever, but I come to a realization that if it didn't go down just the way it did, probably I wouldn't be who I am today, which I am very grateful for. So I'm happy with the whole good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm good with it. Yeah, Alex, to give you an idea how lucky I got a few times. One day I was coming on Highway 80 and had it narrowed down for construction. It's about 2:30 in the morning. I am drunk on my ass. I've got my girlfriend with me, and I'm going 75, 80 miles an hour in a construction zone, and all of a sudden I realize this car in front of me is hardly moving, and I have to skid to not run into the back of him. And right about that time, I saw two heads turn around and the lights go on, and it was this CHP. And of course, they pulled me over. They determined I was drunk, put me in the car, and all of a sudden on the radio, it comes on, there's a fatality accident up the road, further up the freeway. They threw me out of the car, told me to get my ass home, and if they saw me on the road again, they were taking me straight to jail, but they were the only one to respond to that fatality accident, and they burned out and left me in the dust, standing there on the side of the road. You know, that just doesn't happen. Yeah, I can look back, too. I can look back saying that's the only way I'm winding up where I'm at is with a higher energy source above, let me tell you. Only way. I just had a few times wishing that I was in the slip instead of trying to get to the slip. Yeah, I think that song, what is that one that was written by the sailor after he survived the storm? You know the song, John? Oh yeah, Riders in the Storm. The Doors. No, I'm talking about the one, hang on, that'll hit me here in a minute. That's a much older song than that. It goes way back. I don't even know if it has a...
I just got to say that guy's stories were incredible. It sounds like, you know, it's kind of moving in a different direction. So let's continue our scan up and through. But that was pretty incredible to catch that conversation. I'm going to make that a standalone video down the road. Thanks for watching if that's what you just tuned in for. Let's go along with the live video. Alright, so switch back out of that. That's why you want something with sideband, I guess. Go back to this.
The Almighty. Under the cover of his wing. In the secret of his tabernacle. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Next. Data signal. My hometown, Fort Collins, Colorado.
7 hours, 23 minutes, coordinated universal time.
3 minutes. Coordinated universal time.
That's the atomic clock in Fort Collins, Colorado. I should have checked it out when I lived there. Maybe if I visit home sometime. Radio Havana, Cuba. Very cool. I can't stay on music for too long or I'll get copyright striked, so moving on. Love the Cuban music.
Tomorrow is not only homosexuality such as we know it to be today, as it's rampant across America and sweeping around the world, infiltrating the churches, premeditating even to the ministry, this ungodly sexual alliance that seems to be becoming the major lifestyle
Yikes.
of all of our political... Victory's round the bend. And you maybe have to hold my arms up one of these days, and I'm holding yours up. I suppose that's the law of exchange, because you've strengthened my hands. Let us not grow tired of doing good, Philip says, for unless we throw in our hand,
I think this guy's a lot
all
nicer.
our harvest is assured.
Ooh, Japanese music. My very favorite. Gosh darn it. Cool.
La única aquí principal es que si LeBron y Davis se mantienen saludables, podrían ir en el talón de Aquiles para que este equipo pueda lograr estar en los playoffs y pueda llegar como lo hizo el año pasado, que sorprendió a todo el mundo como sorprendió a Miami también, de llegar a las finales de conferencia. Pero
Very cool.
You will realize that I am he, and that I do nothing on my own. But I speak these things as the Father instructed me, and the one who sent me is with me. He has not left me alone, for I always do.
I always liked
what
this
is
guy's
pleasing to
voice.
him.
In the light of what Yahushua himself had to say about the importance of his teaching, can any of us justly claim that he taught nothing new, or that his teaching wasn't for Christians? No, I don't think so. Now remember how John opens his gospel. He refers to Yahushua as of Yah. In other
Oh, very cool. This could be Voice of Korea, maybe? Or maybe China Radio International? I'm not sure. It's definitely Chinese. Yeah, that suit. Can't get nothing out of that. Darn. Sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. Awesome. It's a great night for music, guys. Ooh, I like this one. This is Hawaii and Denver, Colorado. It's another atomic clock. I'm right between them, so I get it loud and clear from both. And they're both perfectly synchronized because it's the atomic clock.
At the tone, 7 hours, 27 minutes, coordinated universal time.
There you go. You tune into your buddy Ryan on the radio. You get to know the real time. Okay, we'll tune away from the atomic clock again. Anyone who's just tuning in, you missed an incredible story that some old biker guy was telling.
春衫柔時，小蠻針線，扶濕西湖魚。係咪廣東人啊？係啊，快啲嚟啦！呢度越講越精彩啊！
好啦，各位聽眾朋友，今日嘅越講越精彩專題節目已經播送完啦，各位多謝各位陪伴。
Chinese news.
曾在某遠處，三個雙雙眼淚，橫行也影。
Okay. I don't want to get the People's Republic to copyright strike me, so let's move on. Shit, it might be Korea. No, I think it's China. Great night for music. More Chinese language radio. If anyone knows Chinese and wants to tell me what these guys are saying, I'd love to know. My brother speaks Portuguese and translates Radio Amazonia for me. Let's clean that up. Very cool. My goodness. Great night for music. What language is that, guys? I don't know. Name that language. Sometimes it being shortwave makes it hard to discern what languages, especially. But there's a lot of exotic languages on here that I don't come across that often. Alright, let's listen to the guys on sideband again.
Yeah, and Alex, I think I'm going to go watch part of one of my recorded car shows while I get online and get ready for bed. So I'm going to say 73 as well.
Good night, David. Good night, John. And I see Piper's having a nightmare.
Good night, David. Good night, John. Hi, KD0QOA here.
You can't get that. 73 is KD6
KD0QOA.
Trying to run and twitch and everything. You can almost imagine that cat. Anyway, have a good night. NO6 and I'll be clear.
Laura said it brought in a chipmunk, half-eaten, and Laura thought, why are you getting rid of the cat? He said, no, that's what I want the cat to do, get rats and chipmunks.
What cats are supposed to do. Everybody feeds their cats so much and they wonder why they won't get the mice and the rodents.
So, for anyone who's not in the know, I myself am a ham radio technician. So just the very basic class of operator here. And I am not allowed to broadcast on these stations. But I have before when I was with a general class, because you can do that. But basically you can listen to the same equipment because it's the same kind of frequencies as shortwave. So if you get a shortwave, you want to get a nicer one. One feature you can look for is something that has sideband, because tonight we saw how cool that works out. Let's see if he's still on there. No? Well, that's okay. They were all sort of signing off. It was really cool, though, if you go back to about the hour mark later on when I post this. I think you'll be impressed. He told some amazing life stories. Okay. Actually, let's stop that. Yeah, LSB. Alright. We're going to scan through one last time, and then I myself am going to go to bed, like our ham radio guys. I really appreciate those of you who have watched to this point. It's fun to be able to do this, and I'm glad people are interested in shortwave radio, even if it's just a passing curiosity. This kept me sane during COVID when I was stuck at home by myself. Kind of was my window into the world. And I've just kept doing it. It relaxes me now just to listen to news from other cultural perspectives, even if I may not agree necessarily with, say, the Chinese language or the English language Chinese station or the English language Radio Havana, Cuba. It's interesting to hear their perspective. And especially if you know a second language, there's programs in French and Japanese and Portuguese and Spanish, Chinese, both Cantonese and Mandarin, and music from all over the world. And you end up, learning about places you wouldn't expect. I didn't know about Ascension Island or Mauritius before I started doing this, because they broadcast some, from these islands out in the middle of the ocean. I also liked learning how many stations there are in Madagascar. It's actually quite amazing. There's many, many broadcasts from all over the world that come out of Madagascar, which I don't get as well now that I live on the West Coast. But it's a give and take, because I get Japan and New Zealand really, really good now. And, a ton of stuff in China, obviously. And, for anyone who's just tuned in, this is my 100-foot Longwire. It goes out my window, across my 2-acre property out here in the middle of nowhere, 30 feet high in the air, just suspended by a collapsible aluminum pole down at the end of my field. So it ends up being about 30 feet high all the way down, up in the air, and 100 feet long of wire out a second-story window. So we get pretty great reception here. Okay, let's listen. Atomic clock. I think this one's in Canada, maybe. I'm probably wrong about that.
At the tone, 7 hours, 36 minutes, coordinated universal time.
No, this one's Canada. I believe that's the Canadian atomic clock.
See how we believe God? Oh, we don't need to weed. The weeds and that stuff can grow together.
I kind of like to listen to the Baptist guys sometimes. Let's listen for a minute.
The door and keep it from growing and bring it forth fruit into perfection. Look at anybody with good
Beautiful signal coming in. No filter.
I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. This is the truth, though.
Bring it down just one. We'll go down.
Yeah, weeds like food. So they can grow, but they won't give you no food. So when you feed the old man, he won't feed you back.
Okay. Next. Radio Havana, Cuba.
That's make a resolve then. We're not going to try to do what we want to do anymore because after we want to...
Guided. They may be very zealous for the Lord, but in an extremely misguided way. And by the way, this is how cults manage to...
todas sus ganancias con los peloteros de ligas menores, sabiendo...
Japanese music, fantastic. You know, YouTube rules, I can't stick on the music for too long. Japanese talk, though, we could do that.
とにかく泣いたらもう奥さんがとにかく奥さんと引き離さなきゃと思ってて、もう夜泣き入ってた、それもう息子を抱っこしてもう車に乗せてドライブしてました夜中。
なんかそういう方法あるね。
あります。
抱っこ結構いいよ。抱っこでこうダンスする。子守歌う。
はい。こ
れはね、ビートルズの曲から。あと一番あなたね、ラブ&ローズって曲なんだよ。Hold me close to home me times ってそれやるとね、必ず泣きやんで寝ちゃう。結構踊ったね。
踊りました。
もう本当ダンスだよ。
居心地いいんだろうな。いい感じだったね。
でもね、さっき話してたほら3時間ごとに充電するってね、あれ一人だとさいいんだよ。一人だとさ、3時間ごとに授乳すると2人だったからさ、双子でね、双子でしょ。だからさ、同時に泣いてくれないんだけどさ、結構ほら夜は得意だったんだよ。起きてんの。じゃあ任せろって。で双子が来た時にまず泣くじゃない。そうするとさ、一人しか泣かないんだよね。泣いたらあげるじゃん。で泣いてあげてたの。でちょっと休めるなと思って、休もうと思って今度一人が泣くわけ。
もうすげえ。
どうだったら落ち着こうと思って。まさこれ全然眠れなかった。
すごいちゃんと。でも双子の大変さって分かんないですよね。街中で双子のベビーカーあれ大変そうですね。いや見るたびにいや頑張ってとしかもう。心の中で応援してますね。
あれね、重いんだよ。
ですよね。やってました、ベビーカー。横並びのベビーカー。かわいいなんてすぐ言われてますけど、あれスーパーいたら大変でしたね。
でね、通らなかったです。通らないですね。レジのところにバッとかけてさ。
まさに今ね、大変な思いされてるご家庭もあるかと思うんで、先輩パパとしてなんかメッセージ、アドバイスなんか勇気づけられる。
それは三つ子とかもいるからね。
確かにね。それ以上いますけどね。
でも本当にね、双子はね、倍大変だっていうけど、倍を超えるかもしれない。
なるほど。なるほど。
こういうのをね、楽しんでやっていかないと。
どんどんね、ネガティブにもうそう入っていくと、どんどんそっちに行っちゃいますもんね。
まあでも本当にね、例えば妻とうまくいかなかったりとかするじゃないか、こういうのきっかけで。そうなった時にね、もう何をやるかっていうと、言葉を変えるしかない。自分のご機嫌は自分で取るしかないっていうことに気づく。
大事ですね。
で、妻がってこう言ってきたりとか、もうしょうがない。そういう時はどうするかっていうと、ありがとうと。
ありがとう。
ありがとうがいかに重要な。
Where have you laid him? They said to him, Lord, come and sit.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's definitely copyrighted, though.
Yeah, and if you're really gone to hell.
助力旅客平安春运。来自总编辑者谢元森，央视台记者黄照的报道。
This is Denver, Colorado, and Hawaii. It's the atomic clock. You can set your watch by it. It's probably a few seconds late by the time it gets to you watching this. Cool.
今早川告诉记者，在寒潮天气下，列车雨刮器的防冻液、沙箱、沙味
Oh, you can hear a slight
都
echo.
是他们监控的重点。除了要保障列车自身的良好运行，对动车所、厂区内的列车组融雪除冰也是
Sort
保
of a
障
phantom
列车
echo.
的必要条
They
件。
say it's the signal overlapping on itself through the ionosphere. Fantastic.
この前でシーズンなんで、ولا كمبي ده ولا شما هذا شيء كسر لكن مثلا فتو كلنا جري أو
Okay. Well, that was a great little session, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to hit the sack. And I hope you have a great night.